So this is my code for my Blackjack game. First of all, we start off with class 1, or global variables as I called it, and this is just for the user login. Just has the global username, global password. Next we have the user interface that the user will be greeted upon startup, so just a login, change button, and a profile button. Now we have form 1, and this is just the code for logging in, similar to the other code shown in one of my other projects. Next we have the form that will be greeted when the user logs in. Right now we currently have a single player and a logout button. Now the code for this, now it's just going to be a label welcoming the user, and for single player button it will just open up the form for single player. Now here we have the user interface for the actual game itself. We have 4 picture boxes for the dealer and the user, which will display the cards that they have picked. We have a restart and a profile button, and underneath those are a hit and stand button. Now for the actual code of the game. First off, we're going to start with the variables for the whole form. We have a list of diamonds, clubs, and hearts. This is so that the user will be able to draw duplicates. And then we just have some other variables such as score, dealer score, card, and then we have string, which is called image, and that's for helping us find the location of the image that we need to display in the picture box. Okay, here we have start button. First of all, we show a picture of a deck, and then we have a random to help pick a suit, and then a random for a dealer suit, and then also, and then when we can compare this, the number that we've just randomly picked with whichever suit will be. So for example, spades would be number 1. Here we would choose a random card and then remove whatever is in that index in the list, and then save the number of whatever was in the index to image and card. Now this special case is if the hand card is an ace, the card score is 11, it's 10, if his queen is 10, and if his king is 10. And of course we change the image to jack, queen, and king, just so it's easier for the code to find the familiar picture. And then it will display whatever the player has picked to some labels. Okay, and now we have the same principle but for the dealer, where we're choosing a random card, removing the index in the list, and then whatever was in that index is saved to card. For example, if it was an index of 5 but in there was a 6, we'd have the score of 6. This is because the 5 was probably deleted from an earlier pick. Now here we just have the code for showing an image to the card, to the picture boxes, and it will be saved. Here it's saved to my desktop, so what it'll do is it'll look through the files where, there's 4 separate files, one for spades, one for diamonds, etc. And then in those we have names for each unique card, and then we'll just display to the picture box. And we have null here to check if there's actually anything in that picture box. If there isn't, then we can display in it. This just helps so we don't have every single image being printed to one display box or picture box. And the same for the dealer. Now we have some code for checking the score. If score is greater than 21, a message box is shown that's saying you lose, and then the hit and stand button is hidden, and a restart and profile button is shown so that the user can't continue playing. And now we have the exact same code for the start button but for a hit. And instead of drawing 2 cards, it'll draw 1 card. And now we have a stand button. Essentially, it will check the score of the user if it's below or above 21, and then to check if the dealer has picked a score less than 17, they will continue picking until they get a score of 17 or above. And then if the dealer is above 21, then the user automatically wins. If not, if they're both under 21 or at 21, they will compare, and whichever is closer to 21, or if they're the exact same numbers, then it'll be a draw. And it will also hide the hit and stand button and show the restart and back profile button. And it's showing whoever wins for a message box and not. Then we have a restart button, which is essentially just resetting all the variables, emptying the cards, resetting the lists as well, which is important, so that the user can start re-rolling the different cards instead of just having a selection of 2 cards, for example. And then it's also emptying the dealer's picture boxes. Going to show the stand button, so the start button, so that the user can play again. And we have a back profile button, which will just close this and return the user back to the logged in page. Okay, now here we're going to play the game actually. So here, username and password is just user and password. Nothing's changed. We press login. We can play single player. And now the game. So we press start, and the dealer is going to be given 2 cards, and we're going to be given 2 cards. We can press hit. We got 18. The dealer also has 18. Here's a draw, so no one wins. We can restart. So back to start again. Dealer has 9. We have 13. We hit. We have 23 over 21, so that means we lose. We can restart. Okay, dealer has 12, I have 15. Okay, now I've hit and I press 21. And now I win automatically because the dealer has 22 because they had to draw. And then here I lose because I'm above 21. Now I can press profile button and we return back to profile. I can press log out. And if I try and click the profile button, it will show that I have no logging because I've logged out. And now here we attempt to change the password. From password to hello, press change password. We can see it's changed. And now if we try hello in, we'll see that we can log in. Here we try a different username, it will not let us in, wrong username. If we try a different password, it will let us in, wrong password.